Hi everyone, my name is Robin Jones and I am a very proud RCIC. I have been in immigration consulting for almost 4 years now, going on 4 years, and I've been in the industry, however, for over 25, both as an immigration officer and as an RCIC. On September 19th, we have a really important vote. I will be voting yes. And you're probably wondering, why is Robin voting yes? I'm voting yes for a few reasons, and I'm sorry, ICCRC, I can't just give one. I have to give five, okay? The first one is because of representation on the board of directors. So if ICCRC takes over, we'll continue to have representation, members representing us on the board of directors. I think that's really important. If we have a new entity taking over as the college, we will have no representation. And when we're talking about something starting from scratch as a regulating body, I want to have a say in how it's set up. I want to have a say in how things are determined. And some of those reasons are because of some of my other reasons coming up. Okay. The second reason is fees. ICCRC has indicated that there's no intent to increase fees. We already pay a lot. We know that. Yeah, every 4 months, or sorry, every 3 months, we're paying a lot of fees. But we have no guarantee if a new entity takes over that those fees will not be increased. And if we have no representation, we have no say. We have to put up with whatever they decide. Okay. Third thing is grandfathering. So we all know that the requirements to become an RCIC have been increasing and will continue to increase in the near future. ICCRC has indicated that we will be grandfathered in wherever we're at, as long as they're transitioning. And again, we have no guarantees that that will happen if a new entity becomes the college. And again, we have no say. We have to put up with it. And we're talking about the main items that may not be grandfathered in are prerequisite education. So you would have needed a bachelor degree. If you didn't have one, who knows? Education levels. If you took an IPP course that was just not sufficient, most of us did that. And that's increasing in the next coming months, year, something like that. Anyways, and that may require us to go back and take a more extensive study. We've got no guarantee that they're not going to decide that. And the third thing is language. Language requirement has increased dramatically. It is or going to be a 9, and a lot of people don't meet that requirement. And if you don't meet that requirement, there's no guarantee you'll be grandfathered in if ICCRC doesn't transition. So there could be a lot of us without work, without being able to continue practicing or having a huge investment in order to do so. I don't know. I don't mind upgrading stuff, but not if I can't practice. This is my livelihood, right? Fourth thing is seamlessness. ICCRC, for all of the criticism, I think they've done a pretty admirable job considering what their mandate was and what they had to start with. They're not perfect by any means, but I don't believe that their intent was to do anything nefarious. But I think they did pretty admirably with what they had, and this is the next step. It would be a lot more seamless to have them transition because the base infrastructure is there. So it would need adjusting, it would need expanding, it would need some work, but the base is there. A lot of the stuff wouldn't have to be started from scratch, but if we start with a new entity, everything starts from scratch. Everything, right from the ground up. That's going to be expensive. It's going to be time consuming, and it's not going to allow that seamlessness, so we could experience some issues along the way if that happens. And again, we have no say. And the fifth thing is that IRCC, the government department that has a say over this, that's going to run this legislation, they wanted it. They wrote the legislation with the intent that ICCRC would transition, but they also recognized that it required a vote for membership to take that out of the current legislation it's governed under and to put it under the new legislation. And so if that doesn't happen, it's also written that a new entity could take over. But if you actually go and watch webinar, I think it's webinar 1 on ICCRC website, the government representative stated right out that that was the intent. I believe it was also stated in the Senate committee hearings, and that as well. So if the government wanted it to be that way, they had to have reasons for that. And I'm sure a lot of these, maybe not all of these reasons, but that seamlessness, their mandate, of course, is client protection. And my guess is that they've anticipated that this is the best way for client protection. For us, I think it's best for our protection, okay? So why should you believe me? We shouldn't. There's a lot of really weird stuff going out about what this vote means. There's a lot of misinformation, a lot of misunderstanding and that kind of thing, so do your own research. All of us here are here to help. Those of us who want to vote yes, even those that want to vote no. We have our opinions. If you go to a lot of us, we'll give you links, we'll give you resources and that type of thing. Do your own research. Trust yourself. You know, go to the ICCRC website, watch the videos that were put out for this purpose. Check out the emails that they've been sending out. Don't just delete them, or check your spam filter. Check out the Senate committee hearings on the LC97. Check out the SIM committee hearings to find out what the background on that was. Get into groups and have those discussions and find somebody trustworthy to help you if you need the help. There's a lot of resources, a lot of places where you can get into forums or group discussions and that kind of thing. Get into those, get informed. But above all, please vote. No matter how you vote, please vote. But please give an informed vote. That's all I ask. Sorry, I couldn't keep it shorter than that. Thank you all, and please vote September 19th. Thanks.